Okay, welcome back to part 2 of our screencast on creating Voicethread and using Voicethread in the classroom. In our first screencast, we learned how to browse at pre-existing screencasts, so we're not going to spend any more time on that. Then we did two of the 3 steps to creating a Voicethread. We did the uploading when we went through how to upload either from my computer through a URL, through media sources, which I really encourage you to look at. It's really very powerful in terms of the media and the images that you can find there, or it could be through my webcam. Now again, the goal here being in most classes, in many language classes and text-based classes, would be a great opportunity for the teacher to require the students to actually read and perhaps even translate some source which could be uploaded. You'll recall in the last one I uploaded some sources on the topic of trading land for peace. And in any event, the possibilities are endless. So we went through the uploading process, and then we went to the commenting process. I'm going to have to go back. I can't get to comment here because now we're on a create new. If I want to go, I'm going to go over to my voice, and we'll go to the one that we were working on last time. I'm going to go to the menu option, and here I could either delete it, I can make a copy, I could share, which we haven't learned yet, or I can edit it. And that's what I'm going to do, because now once I have the different slides, I can go back into commenting. And again, we went through the different methods of commenting, either uploading an audio file, typing in some text, recording an audio file directly now with my microphone, taking a video with my webcam now, or utilizing the phone to actually record. And again, you could do this through different slides, and you can, in each page you could have different comments. My sense is that in many of our classes we really would only need one slide at a time, with each thread, and that whatever this text would be the basis for the conversation that you would want to have with your students. Again, but many, particularly in elementary school, I've seen, again, students creating images and then telling a story, and therefore having multiple slides. Okay, and again, within the My Voice, we learned last time this is basically just all of the different slide voice threads that I have created, or that have been, we're going to see today, that have been shared with me as well. So what I'd like to do now, because creating the voice thread is wonderful, but it only works if I can share it with my students. So what I'm going to do now is go back, actually before I do the sharing, let's take one more look at a different thread that I was able to utilize a bunch of my accounts. Again, you can use free accounts, so I played around with 2 free accounts on my old AOL address and my Gmail account.
It's recording me. Right? Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Hello.
This is actually not the one. That's a different one I think I showed in the last screencast. Let's take a look over here.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Voicethread. Here we go. We're going to try our first one. First of all, I'm sure you'll notice my little icon there, thinking about summer vacation. But the main picture that we chose here is a map of Israel. And as an example for your students in whatever class you're discussing a map, or whatever the picture you are talking about or looking at, so you could ask your students to speak in Hebrew and ask them for certain details about different cities, or certain famous locations, certain famous attractions and the like. And this would be a good, easy example to get a conversation going, and we'll explore some others in a moment.
Then it moves to the next comment.
Comment on me on this, and just open up, comment. You could use audio. You could use.
And now you see an example of a text comment, which I typed in from my AOL free account, and then underneath that is another comment, and then again we have one over here from my Gmail account. Let's let that play.
Okay, so for this I'm just testing out the voice. If you don't want video.
So here it's without any video, just the audio. So I'm going to close that up, and now we're going to go back to where we left off. But the point is, you can really have a real thread, a real conversation around some text, some question that the teacher can throw out at the class. So let's learn now how to share. Okay, so let's go now to learn how to share this VoiceThread. And we're going to go back. We're going to stick with the one that we had created here. So I'm going to go to the menu, and just for the moment I'm going to go to edit, even though I could skip ahead to the share, because there really is one other thing we need to do beforehand, and that is to play with the options down here on the bottom. And this is important that you do this before you share it, otherwise you'll end up sharing something that may not have all the rights that you want it to have in terms of sharing. So the first one here is in publishing options. You have a bunch of options here which you could, again, you choose whether or not you want to check these off. Do you want anyone out there who gets a hold of this to be able to view it? Do you want anyone to be able to comment on it? If you do, you can check those off. And again, do you want your VoiceThread to be shown on that original browse page that we saw, kind of making it really, really public? And again, you might want to, you might not want to. So the default is that these are not checked off. The only one that I would make sure you pay careful attention to, particularly with younger grades, is this ability to moderate comments. What that basically means is that when your students go in to upload their comments, whichever they might be, video, audio, and so on, instead of it being automatically put out there for all of the students to be able to see, it gives you the opportunity to moderate it first and kind of approve it first. So that would be a way, if you didn't want to have students view each other's and you just want to be able to see them, then you could just do that and just not approve them for the students to see, and just you would get to see them. So I'm going to leave those all unchecked for the moment. And the other one here is the playback options. Now, before I do that, let me just show you when you are in the comment mode. So we mentioned before you have different slides, and basically once the comments are finished, it will move to the next slide. So the playback options have it set that 4 seconds after the last comment, it will turn to the next slide. You could change that to whatever an amount of time you would want. Do you want it the moment you open to start playing? So the default is yes, so that's checked off. If you want it to be defaulted to a full screen view, you could check that off. And this is other things, just personal preference. Do you want others to be able to download the original images and documents, which basically means that anyone I share this with can download the original PDF, the original JPEG files that I'm putting in here. So whether or not you want to do that, for you to decide. Do you want to hide the final share slide, so that part is not at the end, where you have the opportunity, as I'll show you in a moment, to share it. So this would hide that when others are looking, and I'll just show you that quickly. If you go through the slides, it comes to this share where it gives you options of sharing with others, which I'll come back to in a few minutes. So this option here would get rid of that for others. Do you want others to be able to export? It happens to be that you can only export with a paid version, so this may or may not be applicable to you. And finally, do you want others to be able to make a copy of your VoiceThread? So again, I'm going to leave these all the way they were, but I'm just pointing out it's very important that you kind of be confident and you have chosen whatever settings you want before you go to share it. The other thing that you can do is you can embed your VoiceThread if you are a little bit of a more advanced user and you're using your own website, if you're working on a learning management system that has the ability to embed this VoiceThread right into that. So that's really just taking this one step further, and is really a really great way of utilizing VoiceThread. Okay, let's jump to sharing. Now there's really two ways to share. Again, the more sophisticated ways of sharing are only available in the paid version. I'm going to first show you the one that you can use even if you're not using the paid version, and that's simply to get a link. And again, you have to take a look at these check boxes. So I'm going to leave these off the way they are, and basically you're going to just copy the link, and it says that my link has been copied, and I'm going to email that out to whoever I want it to do, and as soon as they open it, they will be part of that group. So what I'm going to do is just show you an example from my email. I utilize this on a different VoiceThread. I'm going to actually go out of this one just for the moment so that we don't get confused. And I set it up on a different account, and I came here and I clicked on the link. I sent it to myself, and it opened up. Again, this is a different voice thread that I just made.
So welcome to a shared voice thread. We're going to utilize this so that you can see more. I'm using. So welcome to a shared voice thread. We're going to utilize this so that you can see more than one account functioning. I'm using my own Gmail account over here as well as my school account.
Okay, so the point here is that now I have gone through this, and here is where I have my option to add this to my voice page, or I could go off and share it with others. Again, once it's shared with me, so I'm going to click on add this to my voice page, and all of a sudden there it is right in my voice pages itself. So that's a great way to share with somebody. The other way, let's go back to the one that we were working with. The other way, which again you do need to have a paid version for, but I just want to show you why it might be worthwhile for you to have a paid version, and that is automatically here we have Stella K. Abraham High School, or we have teacher accounts, and all I have to do is I have these groups that are set. Again, to have groups you have to have a paid account. I have this account which is basically the teachers, at least the ones that have accounts so far, and simply I can select all of them and they are all now shared on it. These boxes here, or the icons, allow me to tell that this person has the ability to view my voice thread. This is to allow them to comment, and this is the one allowing them to edit. Now, you probably do not want to do that in most cases, because if you allow them to edit, then they can delete the whole thing, so you may not want to do that with your students. But for those of you who will be using school accounts, this really, in one click of the button, really allows this to show up. And then with your students, the way they would see that is over here where it says shared with me. Right now it's blacked out or grayed out because I don't have any ones that are shared with me. But this, if you had shared this through those groups, that's where it would show up. So just to sum up before we end this session, basically to create a voice thread, now that we can sum it up, is pretty easy. We can go to create. Again, we can upload through one of our ways of uploading: computer, URL, media sources, webcam. Then I can go straight to commenting. I'm going to just not start a new one. I'm going to go to one that I have open here. We'll just open that up. And now again, I can comment. I can comment in one of my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ways. Upload an audio file, type in some text, record, which is recording me right now with my microphone, or video me with my webcam, or again through the phone. And really the goal here would be for the teacher to say to the students, perhaps on a weekly basis, once a week, it's really an opportunity for the teacher to really get to hear the student read or translate or just talk. If it's a Hebrew language or a Spanish class, it doesn't even have to be based with text. You could give the students, just a question to answer, but instead of answering it in writing, they can answer it, through speaking. And then each time that a student would make one of the comments, they will, their icon will show up around the side of the thread, and hence a voice thread. Again, to be able to do that, you do need to share it. Back up 1 second. You do need to be able to share it with your students. Sorry, wrong one. So again, the sharing, as we said, the easiest way is just to make a link and send that off to the person, and then the person can then take that link and click on add it to my voices. And again, even the better way would be to create groups with the paid version and just simply select all, or individually. If I write none, then no one's highlighted, and then I can just individually select the ones that I want to have the rights to be able to be part of my voice thread. And I believe that pretty much finishes all the features of VoiceThread. I hope this was helpful for everybody, and we look forward to connecting on future screencasts.